If you ever said, I don't have enough budget for ads, I get it. Okay. But what if I told you that the problem isn't the budget? It's really just the expectations. So in this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how much you should be spending on the ads, what KPIs to expect, and why ads are risky once you understand the numbers behind them. Hey, it's Wiki and welcome back to another close. So for those who don't know me, I'm a 23-year-old six-figure business owner who's helping education brands attract and convert more students. Okay, so the true KPIs for education brands ads before you start spending. So the short answer is a no, right? Paid ads are not expensive when you compare them to the alternative of manually reaching out to people, okay? It only costs about $20 more or less to get in front of 1,000 people. That's really cheap compared to spending hours on your phone typing away to send 1,000 DMs, blasting on Facebook groups or similar. Or if you compare it to the amount of time you need to spend to make more content, which can be hours, right, to get in front of 1,000 people, it's very, very cheap. So yeah, in a business, you either pay with your time or money to grow your business, and you only have so much time to give, where ads will work 24/7 around the clock, right? So let me kind of break down the main KPIs for education brands, okay? So the cost per lead, cost per lead, more or less, you should be expecting to pay anywhere between $5 to $10 per lead, right? So an average of $10 per lead. For a booked call, it should be anywhere between $100 to $150 per booked call. And cost per client, that's why we need to make sure that you have a high ticket offer as an education brand, which is $2,000 at least of an offer, right? Whether you do SAT, ACT test prep, MCAT, LSAT, whatever test prep, tutoring, education, consulting and whatnot, you need to have a high ticket offer. And you probably have one already, right? So the cost to acquire the client is anywhere between $500 to $750, right? So in order to know if your ads are working, you will want to spend at least double these KPIs, leads, calls, and clients, to give the system enough data to optimize and show what's working, right? You basically want to spend a double of that. So how much you should spend, right? So you can start with $10 to $20 a day budget, but don't expect immediate client signups on that budget, right? If you want to sign at least 1 to 2 students per month, you'll need to spend around $30 to $50 a day, or $1,500 a month. That gives you enough data to start testing and finding what works, right? But again, if you want to sign from 5 to 10 plus students a month, you will need to eventually spend $100 a day, but only after you have a proven ad that is booking you calls at lower budgets, okay? So yeah, this is how much you should be spending. You can start with $10 a day, and I have a video for, I'm going to show you after this video which funnel that would be at this budget, and then there's a different funnel for this budget, okay? So I don't have the budget for that. Awesome. I was in the exact same position as you are. So if I was in your shoes, I would get more students organically and even get a part-time job to cover your ad spend to grow faster. That's what I did myself. Okay, I was working in a corporate. I was in Revolut, in a fintech, and that was awesome. And I started this business. This business was like my side hustle. And then when I started my business, I worked in a corporate again. Yeah. Supplement my income until I was making enough to go online fully. And with the right budget and strategy, the return on investment will quickly surpass the cost of your ad spend. Okay. So first of all, it's normal. Okay, you know what? I'll just continue because I'm going to explain it here. So what if I don't get results? This is probably your next thought, because this is the thought that I just had. So even if you don't get students month 1, you will grow your audience and get more leads who you can convert into students with your organic content. Okay, so as you're posting content and the followers you get from your ads, they will convert. Okay, maybe not on the first month, but maybe later, right? So my average lead to close window is around 40 plus days. So just because you don't get sales month 1 does not mean you won't get sales from those leads. Just keep providing value and reaching out and having actual conversations with those leads, okay? Again, ads are not set and forget system. They require ongoing testing and optimization. So you need to be prepared to pay for data so you can optimize your ads, copy, and targeting. Again, consistency and patience are key, but once you dial in your strategy, the results will follow. And yeah, then you may be thinking, isn't that too much to spend when I'm just starting out, right? So if you want to grow and scale, starting at a small budget is perfectly fine, just like I mentioned before. The key is starting at a budget you're comfortable with and scaling from there, right? This is very important. So just understand that your KPIs will not change. Honestly, you will not beat them, okay? So for a booked call, you'll have to spend anywhere between $100 to $150, and then for cost of client, which is, either you're a student or a parent, anywhere between $500 to $750, right? So if you only spend around $10 a day, it might take you 10 to 20 days with that budget to book calls, and 50 to 75 days to sign a student or a parent, okay? Because again, for a booked call, you need to spend around $100. So if you're spending $10 a day, you'll have to wait 10 days, if that makes sense, okay? Now, if you spend $20 a day, the time drops in half. Quite literally, now you need to spend around 5 days, wait 5 days to get a book call, okay? And if you spend $100 to $200 a day, you can book multiple calls a day and sign clients within the first week, okay? And again, don't expect to outperform the standard KPIs when you're just getting started. It's impossible, as simple as that, genuinely. Awesome. I really hope you enjoyed this one. And by the way, again, as I mentioned, for each kind of level, budget level over here, right? So $10, $30, $100 a day, there's a different funnel for each budget level. So if you're interested to learn about that, click somewhere a video over here. And yeah, thanks again and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.